Hello friends, this is the Daft Wars project, and now I'll tell you a little about the core game mechanics. For example, let's take 1 versus 1 mode on the island map and see how it looks. First, let's take a look at the map itself. Each player has a base where the headquarters is located. HQ allows to summon ordinary infantry and construct additional buildings on the base. We will come back to that a little later. Your main goal will be the destruction of the enemy's headquarters to achieve victory. Surely you've noticed that the map is divided into areas or territories. Actually, a struggle will be for the control of these quadrants. By controlling the territory, you control all the buildings located on these territories, and there are quite a lot of buildings on the map. Let us look briefly into their purpose. Let's start with the production buildings. Barracks. Barracks produce infantry. Upgrading the level of the building, you get access to new, more efficient types of infantry, up to 4 levels. And notice that there are already barracks of the 2nd level located on this map. The factory. It produces various types of vehicles, from light and fast cars to field artillery guns and heavy armored tanks. This building also has 4 levels, and the last level allows you to produce the powerful, self-propelled assault units, capable of destroying enemy buildings in just a few shots. Units' production will require a certain amount of resources. The higher level of the unit, the higher its efficiency, and the more expensive it will be to produce. Resources are produced by special buildings, oil rigs. Control of each of these will give you 1 more unit of resource. In addition, 1 unit is already given to you by your headquarters. You can construct additional buildings that will grant you more resource points. The speed of construction, the speed of the units' production, repair and other processes can be increased by controlling the substations. On this map, there are only 3, and each accelerates your processes by 10%. Substations allow you to manage your resources more effectively. Auxiliary buildings. The airfield. It allows you to call in airstrikes. Radars can clear the fog of war in a fairly large area. As a result, you will get more information about the actions of the enemy. Neutral turrets of the 1st and 2nd levels attack any player in their attack radius. Well, if you take control of the territory with the gun, it will only react to your opponents. As a result, with the map across the board, at this stage we can determine 3 possible strategies. If you rush to conquer the territories on the left side of the map, you can get a good start advantage with regard to infantry. The 2 barracks and headquarters will allow for production of enough units for powerful strikes. Assaulting the territories on the right side will result in a different strategy. The number of your units will be of a lesser extent, but in the end they will be more effective. The acceleration of production and additional resources will be needed in the development of the base. You can also try to destroy the turret and be the first who occupies the central territory, which has 5 buildings that you can use for your advantage. However, this idea is very risky. For other maps, the location and distribution of the building types will be naturally different, and there will be other types of constructions on them, so possible strategies will change. But let's put these ideas in action on the current map, Island. So we send our first infantry squad to capture territories on the left. We go to the menu of our HQ and set the rally point on the territory on the right. We will try to play through the research of better units and vehicles, so that respect the factory will be the best bet. Territories on the left will bring us additional resources, which are very important in the initial stages of the game. But there's also some barracks, which immediately will employ some resources for the production of its infantry. We send our guys to capture the next territory, and we will choose the production of SMG units in the barracks. They are a little more expensive, but more versatile. Our headquarters have spawned another squad. That's enough for now. So far, we shall stop the production of infantry at the headquarters and use resources for higher priority purposes, constructing additional buildings. There are 3 types: oil rigs, substations, and turrets. For our game tactics, we will need as many resources as we can, so we're going to choose the oil rig. We will start to get the resources in a minute. The place for their construction is limited, so there can only be 4 buildings simultaneously around HQ. So, our guys are running to capture a territory. Now we need the territory on the right, so let's send them there. But here is a turret, so we gotta be careful. This gun, likewise, will not give the enemy an easy job in order to occupy our territory, which also has one more oil rig. So, let's see. Yeah, we have been lucky and did not lose any unit. That's all. The territory is ours, so we shall put our guys into cover and get back to the factory. Now we have enough resources to start producing the first vehicle, the Kubelwagen. We set the rally point near our infantry for a while. It's not very versatile, but it's fast, so we can scout our enemy. We must look at what's going on up there. We control the radar now, so we can see the movements of the enemy. It looks like he went into an infantry rush style, which is good, in fact, for us. If we defeat his rush, victory will be in sight. We send all of our guys to defend and put them into cover. While staying in cover, infantry receives less damage and fights more efficiently. Let's stop the production of infantry in the barracks for now and run the upgrade for our headquarters. Trick here is that when we improve the headquarters, we are improving all additional buildings at the base. For example, the oil rig will be of the 2nd level when the headquarters are upgraded. Here, our Kubelwagen is driving out, and we will suspend further production for a while and improve our factory to the 2nd level. This will grant us access to more powerful vehicles. Let's see what is happening on this side. Let's try to break through the enemy headquarters. It looks like we have no chance over here. But we saw that the enemy has already made anti-tank nets, TRD, and this is 2nd level infantry. So if he spends his resources in an infantry rush, we don't have to be afraid of enemy vehicles. Here things are not going very well at all. Our infantry is too weak to break out the enemy from the territory. It seems the fool has decided not to capture the quadrant, but rather just to destroy my level 2 barracks. This is actually a smart move, since I can later recapture the territory again, but I cannot restore the destroyed barracks. We will dispatch all units to this area. And we urgently need a tank. Let's see what we can pull out of the factory. Upgrade completed. We can now produce our first light tank. Its efficiency versus the infantry is not rather good, but it's better than going out there empty-handed. On the 3rd level upgrade, we can produce the Wirbelwind that can perfectly lock down infantry. But we must invariably wait until we can upgrade that far. Let's try to provoke them. Okay. We have improved the headquarters. Now we need to fight back somehow. Let's launch here infantry production again. And in the barracks too. Fortunately, we have the resources. Oh yeah, that's our tank. We have to start the upgrade of the factory up to the 3rd level, so that we can begin producing our beloved Wirbelwind. Now we need to try and get all our strength back together, to somehow protect the barracks before they get destroyed. Faster! Look how I switched to direct control for operating vehicles more effectively. But... oh dear, our enemy has too many anti-tank spots. It's not going to be very successful, I think. Oh, on top of that, he has captured the central territory. He probably has more infantry over there. So, well, we must now try to stand up and running as long as possible. It's gone badly. We've been cut to shreds. It seems that the enemy will be attacking our headquarters. Now, we will direct the rally points to the headquarters so that the units are not dying one by one. Well, let's check on our upgrade. Any time now, we should be able to produce the Wirbelwind. 55 seconds. We need to hold it for 55 more seconds. It seems now we're going to lose our oil rig. It would cost us an income loss of 2 resources. That would be very unfortunate, since our production of all of our units is going to stop, and there will be absolutely nothing we can do to defend our positions. On the left side, we are also under pressure. Let's withdraw all of our forces. Come on. Come on, guys. This way, get into cover. Grenades have been thrown. What have we here? 5 seconds. So, here's our last hope. Wirbelwind is out. Now we must start ordering the production of a Panzer IV medium tank, which is a very versatile vehicle and will come in handy during our counterattack. Direct control. For those that did not understand me when I mentioned it in the first place, the direct control makes it possible to control each individual unit. Movements in this mode take place with the WASD keys as usual, and the aiming is done manually with the mouse pointer. That's right, they did not have time to destroy our oil rig. Our Wirbelwind did the job. However, if he has built at least one light tank, we're going to have some problems. The Wirbelwind is very effective against infantry, especially if you consider that the enemy doesn't have infantry tough enough to counter it. He simply does not have enough resources for an infantry upgrade. Probably we should build a turret here, so that the foe abandons the idea of assaulting us. Let's pursue a final blow to the enemy here. Damn! He has damaged our oil rig. It will be necessary to get it repaired. Okay, we must swiftly move into counterattack. Most likely the enemy is now improving their barracks, because this low-level infantry will not grant him enough firepower. While the barracks are in the process of an upgrade, they cannot produce units, and it means that the initiative has passed to our side. Turret. A level 2 turret, in fact, has been built. Remember, our headquarters have been improved to the 2nd level, and hence all the additional buildings are auto-upgraded to the level of the headquarters. So, the maximum level of the headquarters, and obviously its additional buildings, is level 3. When we reach this upgrade, it is possible to produce special units, the heroes. As for the Germans, they have an elite squad of stormtroopers that can easily cope with a few medium tanks. So, let's get back to the control of the territories. Damn, I forgot. The enemy controls the airfield, and he has air support. Fortunately, we still have one tank, and the second one is on the way. Let's dispatch these lads over here. Yes, and with the infantry. Let's send them to assault the turret. It's time to dislodge the enemy from the central territory. Aha! Tank. The second tank is on the way. With the help of this second tank, we might destroy the turret. The range on our tank is greater than that of the turret. Thus, we will attempt a long-range attack, which should not raise any casualties. Unlike the infantry, vehicles cannot move through the trees, so we have to go around the whole way. but heavy tanks and self-propelled assault guns, which can be produced at the factory on the 4th upgrade level, can not only break the trees due to their heavy weight, but can also destroy the covers for infantry, reducing its overall effectiveness in the battle. But they do come rather expensive. Excellent. The turret has been destroyed, so it is time to capture the airfield. Support from the air can be a powerful game changer. Bombs cause enormous damage for infantry, vehicles and buildings. And the main thing is that they are totally free of charge. The only drawback is that they do have a very long preparation time until the aircraft is ready for takeoff. So, in order to send an airstrike, it is necessary to hold the quadrant with the airfield for long enough. Let's pursue our advance inwards. Now then, let's... wait a minute. These little presents will not save you. Anti-personnel grenades damage our tanks slightly, but enemy infantry needs to get close. Let's finish taking down the infantry. And start capping. So, down this end, our dear turret managed to stop all incoming assaults. Now we have the ability to call in aerial support, an airstrike. The plane is prepared to fly now, actually, but our priority should be to finish off the remaining infantry. Well, that's all for today, lads. I hope you enjoyed it. It was Daft Wars Project. See you!